As I think in terms of my predecessor, Brigham Young, it is in fact humbling to be here today. We have a lot of dignitaries here, and we certainly welcome you all here. I would like to recognize the Lieutenant Governor, my partner, Greg Bell, who's here with us. I want to tell everybody that he's doing a heck of a lot better job than that last guy we had as Lieutenant Governor. And Greg is just doing some wonderful things for us. I'm honored to have him here with us. Let me just make a mention of a few things that maybe would be fitting the occasion here today. We live in a wonderful state. I'm a sixth-generation Utahn. I actually had ancestors that came across the plains with the pioneers, as did my wife with the Martin Handcart Company. So we have deep roots here in Utah. And probably because of that, there is some inherent love and appreciation for our great state and our heritage that maybe others would not have, that are maybe just first-generation Utahns. But we all come and we all pioneer here in the state of Utah, and we have a great legacy and a great heritage to live up to. What I'm appreciative of is the fact that people outside of our borders have a recognition for what we probably here take too often for granted, the special nature of Utah. We hosted the National Governors Association, as many of you know, this past summer. And the governors themselves were taken with the beauty of the city, the economic prosperity and the hustle and the bustle that they saw in this vibrant and clean city. And in fact, we had governors that said to us, Jeanette and myself, did you go around to all the businesses and tell them to be extra friendly just because the governors were in town? Again, they were noticeable in their praise of what they observed here in Salt Lake City area and in Utah. Our businesses, our CEOs. I recognize Ralph Becker, our great mayor here, and the fact that Salt Lake City's been named one of the top 15 places in the world for business. Only two from the United States, Salt Lake City metropolitan area and Austin, Texas. Again, the praise and the recognition we're receiving is, in fact, pretty impressive. I'll just tell you one story to kind of give you the example of what I thought was really a little bit of an appreciation for me from somebody else when I had this experience when I was in Silicon Valley in California. Had an opportunity to go there to talk with some of the business community there and venture capitalists about the opportunity they would have of investing in Utah and kind of grow with us as our economy is growing and expanding in some remarkable ways in comparison to the rest of the nation right now. And was invited to go to a dinner reception at the home of a fellow by the name of Don Lucas. Some of you may know Don Lucas. He's about 82 years old. He was born and raised on a ranch in California. Is referred to in some circles as the father of venture capital investment. And as he was hosting me at his home that evening, a very large, big home, you could see that he'd been extremely successful in his business career. Had all the trappings of wealth and prestige. As we finished the evening, as we were walking out and people were leaving to go home, he came over to me and he said, Governor, I just want you to know how appreciative I was of being able to host you this evening in my home. I told Don, thank you very much. That was very kind of you. It was very hospitable. We had a great, successful evening. Then he came over to me and kind of put his arm around my shoulder and gave me a little bit of a hug, kind of in a fatherly way, and said, Governor, I hope you recognize and appreciate what a special and unique state Utah is. I thought he was going to talk about California. I said, well, I do. I'm a sixth-generation Utah. He says, no, and he just kind of pushed me off and gave me a little stronger hug. And he says, no, Governor, I hope you understand and appreciate what a special and unique state Utah is. What he was telling me is, I expect you understand that and probably say that, but I want you to know that I understand it. I recognize what a special and unique state Utah is, and what he was saying to me is, Governor, don't mess it up. I've thought a lot about that, and again, I think it takes us to today as we see the influence of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on our valley here and on this state, and really permeating outside of our own borders. We know and understand the investment they've put here in City Creek Rising and what's been done here in a remarkable way. The largest reconstruction project of any place in the nation other than Ground Zero in New York, all being done without any state tax dollars. We understand their commitment to the restoration, the preservation of our historical, our history, our buildings. You look at the Joseph Smith Memorial Building as an example of that. It took a lot of money, courage, and I think vision and foresight to transform that Hotel Utah into what we have today, with a new purpose and a new vision, a new opportunity to expand the vision here in downtown Salt Lake City. Preserving the character and the characteristics of Salt Lake City and the state has been something that the church has been very involved with. But I would add that the more important thing is what they've infused into the people of Utah with core values and principles that are making us a great state and allowing us to, in fact, add and complement our nation and the world, for that matter, as people look to us as an example of a great place, in fact, to live, as Deborah said, to live and to raise families and to do business. So in conclusion, I would like to just join with my predecessor, Brigham Young, as he said, this is the right place. It is the right place for individuals, for individual opportunity. It is the right place to raise families, to have an environment that's conducive to becoming the best that you can be. And certainly it's the right place for business. So as Brigham Young said, this is the right place. As the 17th governor of Utah, I say it continues to be the right place. Drive on.